Welcome to the What Does Science Say channel.
It's great to be here.
So I want to start today by tapping into a very specific and I think very frustrating feeling. I'm pretty sure everyone listening has been there.
Oh, yeah.
You have a killer month at work. You get that bonus you've been chasing. A big client finally signs.
Yeah.
You look at your bank account and for a second, you feel safe.
You feel like you can breathe, like you're finally getting ahead.
And then the car breaks down.
Of course. The transmission just goes.
Exactly. Or a pipe bursts in the kitchen. Or you get some surprise dental bill that is, suspiciously the exact amount of that bonus you just got.
It's the classic money in, money out phenomenon.
It feels like a curse, right? Like there's some cosmic bad luck following you around. But today, we're diving into a source that says this isn't bad luck. It's not even poor money management. It's biology.
That really is the core thesis we're looking at. The research suggests that this financial leakage, as you call it, is actually a symptom of your nervous system.
My nervous system.
Your body has a specific capacity for wealth. And if money comes in that exceeds what your nervous system can physically tolerate, your whole system panics. It views that excess energy as a threat, and it unconsciously finds ways to get rid of it.
Okay, wait, hold on. I have to push back on that for a second. That sounds like a cool metaphor. But are we saying my body literally treats cash like a virus it needs to expel? That sounds like a stretch.
Well, it's not about the paper itself. It's about the level of excitation that comes with it. Think of your nervous system like a battery.
Okay.
That's the analogy our source uses. When a battery is healthy, it can hold a charge. It emits a stable frequency. But if the battery is cracked, or if you try to put too much voltage through it, it leaks.
So if I get a raise, my internal voltage goes up, and if my wiring isn't upgraded for that, I blow a fuse.
Essentially, yes. This framework, which pulls a lot from Taoist alchemy but maps really well onto modern stress physiology, says that battery lives in your sacral center, your lower back, your pelvis.
Right.
And if you can't hold that charge, you unconsciously create a crisis to drain the energy back down to a level that feels familiar and safe, even if familiar is being broke.
So the goal of this deep dive is to figure out if our own battery is cracked.
Precisely. We are going to look at 3 very specific physical signs that your body is rejecting wealth. You can see them in your jaw, your daily habits, and even your digestion.
And then we're going to break down the 21-day protocol to fix it.
That's the plan.
I am simultaneously fascinated and a little terrified. Let's get into that first sign.
Let's do it.
You are listening to us from What Does Science Say?
The first sign that you might have a wealth leak is what the source calls chronic contraction.
Chronic contraction, so basically muscle tension.
Yes, but not the kind you get from a good workout. This is about low-level habitual holding patterns. It's like you're wearing a suit of armor all day. The source highlights 3 key areas: the jaw, the shoulders, and the hips.
Okay, I'm doing the self-audit right now as you're saying this.
Yeah.
Why those 3 areas? Is it just where we tend to carry stress?
It's more specific than that. Let's start with the jaw. Biologically, your jaw is powered by one of the strongest muscles in your body, the masseter. It's designed to bite, to tear, to hold on. Evolutionarily, when do you clench your jaw?
When I'm angry. Or bracing for something, in pain.
Exactly. When you're in a fight or bracing for impact, it's a protection mechanism. So if you're walking around with a tight jaw all day, and so many of us do without even realizing it, you're sending a constant signal to your brainstem. We are in a battle.
And how does that connect to my bank account?
You cannot be in receptive mode if you are constantly in endurance mode. The jaw represents the ability to ask for what you want and, this is the key part, to receive. Think about it. When someone gives you a compliment or offers to pay for lunch, do you relax and smile and open up? Or do you kind of clench and deflect?
I usually deflect. I say, oh, you didn't have to do that.
That's the clench. A clenched jaw signals to your nervous system, I cannot receive, I have to hold everything in. It's basically a closed door.
Wow. Okay, so moving down to the shoulders, I'm guessing it's a similar idea.
Similar, but this is about responsibility. The source calls it the turtle shell response. When we feel unsafe or overwhelmed, we hunch. We raise our shoulders to protect our neck.
The jugular.
It's the don't hurt me pose, basically. If your shoulders are permanently living up by your ears, your baseline state is, I'm anticipating a blow.
And then the hips. I heard people say we store emotions in our hips, but that always sounded so vague.
It sounds vague, but it's pure anatomy. The psoas muscle connects your torso to your legs. It's the primary muscle of your fight or flight response. It's what engages when you need to curl into a ball or run.
So if my hips are locked or if I sit with my legs crossed really tightly all day,
You're physically blocking the flow of that sacral center. And in this framework, the sacral center is the seat of creativity, flow, abundance. It's where the money lives. You're blocking the channel.
we're talking a lot about energy flow and channels. Is there any hard data linking this kind of tension to actual financial behavior?
That's a fair question. The source does cite a 2018 study. It wasn't about money specifically, but it measured the physiological markers of chronic muscle tension.
Okay.
And it found a direct link to sympathetic nervous system dominance.
That's the fight or flight system.
Right. And here's the bridge to your wallet. When that system is dominant, your brain shifts how it processes risk and opportunity. It prioritizes immediate survival over long-term gain.
So if my body thinks there's a tiger chasing me, even if the tiger is just an angry email, I'm not going to stop to pick up a $100 bill on the ground.
Precisely. You become stingy, risk-averse, controlling. You literally can't hold the expansive energy of wealth because all your biological resources are being used to just hold yourself together.
So listener, do a quick check right now. Is your jaw loose? Are your shoulders dropped? Are your hips relaxed? Because if you're all tensed up, you might be telling your brain that money is dangerous.
And that physical tension is just one way the energy leaks out. The second way is behavioral, and it's something I think pretty much everyone listening struggles with.
You are listening to us from What Does Science Say?
Sign number 2 is unconscious energy waste.
Okay, let's get into this. The source uses a specific term for this, Jing, right?
Yes. In Taoist tradition, Jing is your vital essence. It's your creative fuel, your sexual energy, your life force. It's the raw material you use to build your reality.
And the argument is that financial energy and this Jing energy are basically the same stuff.
They're the same fuel, so if you're leaking one, you're leaking the other.
Okay, but what does a leak look like in the modern world? Because the source gets pretty direct here about our digital habits.
It does. The biggest leak for most of us is something we could call passive arousal. And this isn't just about sex, though that can be part of it. It's about anything that gives you a cheap hit of stimulation but ultimately leaves you drained.
Doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling is the ultimate leak.
I have to play devil's advocate here. Sometimes after a long day of being productive, I just want to turn my brain off and scroll TikTok for an hour.
Yeah.
I feel like I need that to relax.
Are you saying that's a leak? I just ask you this. Do you actually feel rested and restored after that hour? Or do you feel kind of wired, but also tired?
Okay. Usually I feel a little bit like a zombie.
That's the leak. The source points to a 2020 study from Stanford that looked at dopamine depletion. When you're doom scrolling, you're just spiking dopamine, the molecule of more, over and over and over.
You're revving the engine, but the car is in neutral.
That's a perfect image. You burn through all your fuel, your motivation, your focus, your drive, but you don't actually go anywhere. So when you finally put the phone down to work on your business or manage your finances, the tank is empty.
So it's not a moral judgment on using social media. It's more like an energy audit.
Exactly. It's just physics. If you spend your dopamine on 15-second videos you won't remember tomorrow, you don't have that dopamine when it's time to pursue a new client.
And the source mentions other leaks, too, like compulsive eating.
Right. Eating heavy, sugary foods, not because you're hungry, but to sedate yourself. Or living in fantasies, daydreaming about being wealthy, but never actually taking a single step. These are all ways we vent that excess energy because we're not comfortable actually holding it.
The Taoist solution here is something called transmutation, which sounds very alchemical.
It is a kind of alchemy, but it's also just attention management. If you feel that urge to scroll or distract yourself and you don't do it, If you just sit with that tension for a moment, the energy doesn't just disappear, it builds, it accumulates.
And that accumulation is what makes you magnetic to opportunities.
Yes. You become a charged battery, you have presence. People can feel when someone is holding a lot of energy, they're drawn to it. That's the energy that attracts wealth.
Okay, so we're unclenching our jaws, we're putting down the phone. There's a third sign, and honestly, this one caught me completely off guard. It's a little personal.
It is, but the gut-brain connection is undeniable.
You are listening to us from What Does Science Say?
Sign number 3 is digestive instability.
We're really talking about gut health.
We are. In both traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, the ability to digest food is seen as directly correlated to your ability to digest life, to digest experiences, and yes, to digest money.
Let's walk through the 3 states the source mentions, because they map onto financial behaviors in a way that is almost uncannily accurate.
It really is. So first you have constipation.
Which correlates too.
Hoarding. The inability to let go. If physically your body is holding on to waste, energetically you are likely holding on to money out of fear. This shows up as stinginess. You're the person who won't spend $50 to fix a problem that's costing you $500 in stress.
That makes perfect sense. It's a blockage. What about the opposite?
Loose movements or diarrhea. This represents an inability to hold or contain.
The sieve.
Exactly, the sieve. Financially, this looks like money hitting your account and immediately leaving. Impulse buys, unexpected bills, gambling. You literally cannot contain the nourishment. It passes right through you.
And what's the third one?
Bloating or stagnation. This is processed energy that's just sitting there, stuck. Financially, this looks like projects that never quite get to the finish line, or clients who say they're interested, you have great meetings, but they never sign the contract.
Is this just a clever metaphor, or is there a biological reason my stomach would hurt when I'm stressed about money?
Oh, the biology is very real. The gut is often called our second brain. The source points to a 2017 study that showed people with irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS, report significantly higher levels of financial stress.
So which came first, the stress or the IBS?
It's a feedback loop. It goes both ways. The vagus nerve connects your brain to your gut. If you're in a financial panic, your brain tells your gut to either shut down or purge. And if your gut is inflamed, it sends panic signals back to the brain, making you more likely to make rash, fearful financial decisions.
So if the water element, as it's called in this framework, is off balance, the flow of money becomes chaotic or it just stops.
Exactly. You cannot build a stable financial house on a shaky physiological foundation.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem. We're tight, we're leaking energy, our digestion is a mess. It sounds like a bit of a disaster, but the source promises there's a solution.
It does, a specific 21-day protocol.
And I want to get into the details because it's pretty prescriptive.
It is. The goal isn't to manifest $1 million tomorrow. The goal is to seal the leaks. It's about repairing the container so that when money does come, you can actually hold on to it.
You are listening to us from What Does Science Say?
The protocol is broken down into 3 main parts. Part 1 is the release.
And this is to deal with that chronic contraction we talked about at the start.
Correct. You do this morning and night, and it only takes about 10 minutes. It specifically targets the jaw, the shoulders, and the hips.
Okay, walk us through the mechanics. Why does this actually work?
Let's take the jaw release. You open your mouth as wide as you can for 3 seconds, really stretching that masseter muscle, and then you close it. Do that 5 times. Then you massage the joints. By manually stretching and releasing, you are sending a reverse signal to your brain. You're telling it is safe to let go now.
So you're hacking the feedback loop.
Exactly. For the shoulders, you raise them up to your ears, squeeze tight for 3 seconds, and then, this is the most important part, you drop them heavily. You have to feel the weight just drop.
And the hips.
Hip circles, both clockwise and counterclockwise. And then tilting your pelvis to find a neutral stance. Most of us are either tucked under like a scared dog or sticking our butt out. Finding that neutral middle ground aligns the spine and opens up that channel.
Okay, part 2 is the preservation. This is the morning practice to stop those energy leaks.
This one involves visualization and breath work. The source suggests visualizing a bright orange sphere in your sacral center,
Yeah.
just below your navel.
All right. For our hard science listeners who might be rolling their eyes at orange spheres, what's the point of this? Is it magic?
It's not magic, it's focus. Orange is just the frequency associated with that energy center in Eastern traditions. Neurologically, giving your brain a specific location and color to focus on quiets the chatter. You inhale to fill that sphere, making it bright and dense.
And the exhale.
On the exhale, you move that energy up the spine to your heart. This is the crucial step. You're taking that raw, creative fuel and circulating it up to your higher centers.
So you're moving the fuel out of the storage tank and into the engine so it can actually be used for something productive.
Precisely. Instead of letting it stagnate or leak out through scrolling, you're circulating it. And you set a simple intention. I conserve my energy today.
I like that it's active. You're not just sitting there, you're actively moving energy.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, part 3, grounding and digestion.
You do this before meals. It's designed to reset that gut-brain axis. First, physical grounding. Just stand barefoot on the floor for a moment. Feel your feet.
Get out of your head and into your body.
Then rub your hands together until they're warm and massage your stomach in a clockwise motion.
Why clockwise?
That's the physical path of your colon. You're mechanically encouraging everything to flow in the right direction. And then the dietary rules. Eat at regular times, chew your food thoroughly, and drink warm water.
No ice water.
No ice water. The argument is that ice water shocks your digestive fire. It constricts the blood vessels in your stomach and halts digestion. Warm water aids it.
And there's an affirmation here too. I digest what benefits me. I release what does not.
Which applies to your food, to money, to criticism, to everything in your life.
So we commit to this for 21 days. What's the timeline? What can people actually expect to happen?
The source is very realistic about this. In week 1, you just feel lighter. The physical tension starts to drop. You might sleep better.
Sounds nice.
But week 2 is the danger zone because your system fights back. Your body is used to being tight. It's used to being broke. It's used to the doom scrolling. When you start changing the pattern, the system rebels. This is when the tests show up. You get a sudden, intense urge to binge watch a show, or you'll find yourself clenching your jaw harder than ever.
It's like an extinction burst. The old habit gets worse right before it goes away.
Exactly. But if you can push through that resistance, week 3 is where the momentum really shifts. You've built a container that's strong enough to hold wealth. You stop unconsciously fighting off opportunities. You become magnetic because you're no longer leaking your own power.
I really love this because it pulls us out of being victims of bad luck. It puts the control right back into our own physiology.
You are the vessel. And if the vessel is broken, it doesn't matter how much rain falls, you'll always be empty. But if the vessel is sealed, you catch every single drop.
So here's a final question for you to chew on as you go about your day. If you opened your banking app right now and then checked your screen time stats and then did a body scan of your own tension levels, what story would they tell? Do they match up? Are you a fortress or are you a sieve?
It's a confronting question, but answering it honestly might just change your bank account.
Absolutely. We hope this deep dive gave you some real tools to start sealing those leaks today. Thank you very much for watching the podcast. If you have not subscribed to our channel, be sure to subscribe and set the bell icon to the AIL option so that if we upload a new video, a notification will come to you and you will be informed. Please don't forget to like and give us energy with your beautiful comments. And send this video to your loved ones so we can be seen more.